heading to Dust 2 for the series opener, but yeah, I guess we're starting things out on Inferno then. Random5 against Too Easy Gaming. Let's see how this goes. Random5 actually winning out the... Hold on. This is a different game, I believe.
It does seem like it is
player
a
names look
different game indeed.
Yeah.
Perhaps we'll have that sorted out in the meantime. And while we get that sorted out, we may as well just talk a little bit more about the entirety of what you guys should be expecting from the ROG Masters APAC games.
Yeah.
Of course, coming in, we are on the 23rd of April, and of course, we're looking at games from the RO32 as well as RO16. And as for the 24th of April, which is tomorrow, we'll be looking at the quarterfinals as well as the semifinals. And finally, on the 25th, which is going to be the Sunday, that is where the biggest games is going to be happening, whereby we're looking at the bronze place as well as the grand finals with a total of a massive whopping amount of 31,800 USD on the line, with the first place going back home with a total of $10,000. Now that is no meager sum. That is quite a lot of money, and you can really get yourself quite a bit of different stuff. That is if you dabble in that.
Yeah, quite a lot of money and a little recognition as well, right? Given that the competition spans across the entire APAC region, you've got countries, so many different regions taking part. You've got Singapore, you've got India, countries that we're seeing today. Well, on the other hand, you've got the Australian teams as well, you've got Japanese teams, right? It's pretty wide across the board, and a lot of the different teams have been making progress. So we're gonna see quite a fair bit of representation towards the end of the tournament as well. But someone has to give way though. So now that we've had one Indian team falling out of the running, will another one join them? Whereas, if you're Random5, you don't want to, be the one to lose out first as well, right? The winner of this will face Huatsai I think will be tomorrow. So, interesting match being set up as well, right? So, if you're on the side of Too Easy Gaming, you want to, take revenge, like double revenge on the line. But now we're gonna get straight into the pistol. Random5 against Too Easy Gaming, ROG Masters APAC 2021 finals, and so far, it's a slow pistol start from Random5, although Lenny's been tagged down pretty low from the start.
Not a great start for Random5, but ultimately they're going to be playing as the terrorist, while Too Easy Gaming is going to be on the counter-terrorist, with a with a nice little split with 2-person into B and 3 others right by A. One is right deep into pit, so it will take some time before Too Easy Gaming would be able to come back in to support whoever is going to be on A side itself. Formulas take one down onto SK Wow, while YYUIOP onto On Khan. Too Easy Gaming, not a great start. They are now one man short on top of Random5, while Formless continues to go on for a rampage right onto CT base, while YYUIOP just absolutely menacing. That menacing amount of shots all around the map. Lenny, even with a sliver of health, still managed to stay alive and even get a kill on the guy that is just holding down on pit. Too Easy Gaming, they only managed to bring 1 person down. A lot of shots just did not connect.
Yeah, always nice to see Lenny back in the server. I think he's had his time away from Counter-Strike as well, playing a little bit of Valorant with TMG, right? But a little bit of unfortunate circumstances there. Now he's back here playing with his friends, and Too Easy Gaming, you could see they had a plan in the pistol, right? The flash for the player at ramp to peak, but unfortunately just losing out the aim duels. And I think that's the biggest strength of this Random5 team, is the fact that because a lot of them it's a puggy team, right? But you have players like Dizzy, you have players like Formless, you got players like Dreamy. I think they can certainly pack a punch. And then you've got Lenny and you've got Formless to just supplement the rest of the players. You can see now Formless taking the duels, and Random5, this wrap of the A side, pretty comprehensive and pretty clean. That's until Formless is dropped. Ooh, a couple more digs coming in the favor of Too Easy, but Bomb's been dropped in spawn, so it still has to make the journey. But no contest on the side of Too Easy Gaming at the moment.
This puggy team that Random5 is working out on, they have their own fundamentals being grinded into themselves. Oh man! Well, that just happened. That pretty much just tells you how much of a puggy style play that they're going out for. I mean, all in all, it is still, you know, kind of a hilarious joke for one another as long as they're pretty much having fun. But without a doubt, they definitely have some nice little trick up their sleeves. I'm really looking forward to see what kind of strategies that they have got in play
Ooh.
against all the other teams in this very tournament itself. But in the meantime, seems like things are going downhill for the side of 2EZ Gaming. 1v1. Lenny just firing and just putting Axel up on flame. Lenny slowly makes his way up and of course gets a really nice jumping headshot onto Axel Blaze while he tries to stick it onto the bomb. Did not quite work out for him, unfortunately, but all's well ends well for Random5, and they have managed to clinch off the previous round with quite a lot of casualty actually. So a little bit more expensive than they wanted to, but it's okay because either way they will want to buy a full out AK, and that is going to be relatively tough for 2EZ.
Yeah, and now 2EZ have to go down to pretty much the full eco as well, right? Deagle or two Deagles and a P250, but shouldn't be able to get too much done. 2EZ trying to take fights though up in middle. Paradox will be good for one, but YYUIOP will get the trade, and this should be as easy now for Random5. Oof, not quite the easiest, but I think they should still be able to close it out. But of course, they have dropped 2 rifles out in middle. Bombs planted for long, and Bombless with this skill should secure the round. 2EZ Gaming, I think they're better off just saving the weapons. A Mac 10, yes, but then there's an AK. They have to retrieve that suicide, and you know, bringing it over to the next round will be quite important for the CT side. It seems as though they still want to give it a crack.
Will the eggs crack at this pressure? Does seem like it will. All 3 of them knocked down simultaneously by the hands of Random5. Not a great start, but it's okay. We're entering this. We're entering the stage where 2EZ Gaming can finally get themselves a decent amount of buy, as you can see all the way in their loadouts with a single double op, while the rest of the players are now rocking on their M4s. So this double op setup, hopefully it will be able to deter the aggression that Random5 has, and hopefully that the aggression from Random5 will be stopped by this double op.
Yeah, endless amount of flashes being thrown out that long, and it will be Dizzy and Lenny, the entry duo, to do all the work. Formless as well, the guy in front, he's the one to get the 3rd frag, and fourth one as well. This round has just shredded into pieces by Random5. 2EZ absolutely destroyed by the Singaporeans. What a round that was. 2EZ Gaming, they preempted the long take, but knowing it's just half the battle won. They lost all the aim duels. Credit where it's due. Random5, they threw a bunch of flashes over. But 2EZ Gaming, you're gonna be a little bit disappointed with yourselves with that one. That was your first shot at the gun round, and it was over before it even really began.
At this point of time, it is very apparent how Random5 is playing. Most of the time, they are just throwing out utilities for the sake of themselves. You know, there are many instances that the utilities that they throw ends up being, you know, kind of becomes good for their own teams, and sometimes simultaneously throwing a smoke at the same place becomes a waste of utilities. And we saw that at the A push just now. A lot of splashes, it works for them. It's very it became a very good opportunity. While there are times where throwing too much smokes just makes things a lot bad. But for the side of 2EZ Gaming though, they're trying to coordinate each other, but at a heavy risk, whereby they just can't get the complete shot to connect.
Well, here's the code word for today: join the Republic. Of course, part of our giveaway right at the end, right? Come Sunday, key in all the codes that you've gathered over the past couple of days. But right back into the action. 2EZ Gaming, they've got a 2-man advantage against Random5. Big Dead 3, Dreamy gets deleted by SK Wow. Only thing is they haven't been able to retrieve the rifles, but Deagles are just as potent, and this is why 2EZ Gaming, despite losing the first gun round, they managed to steal away one that they kind of had not much business in winning. And Random5 to be a little bit taken aback, but maybe just a little bit careless after the round of 4 rounds they were able to string together at the start.
Too Easy Gaming, they have got really good crosshair placements as well as reaction timing. SK Wow being one of the front faces of Too Easy Gaming so far. Lots of one deep shots that manages to connect. All of his scout shots that connected through the center as well. It's absolutely phenomenal. But in the meantime, Random5 just breaking through double doors. Not gonna give a damn about what kind of defenses Too Easy Gaming has built up on top. And most, if not all, of Random5 players are now on a aggressive stance, ready to put down the world of pain on the side of Too Easy Gaming, leaving only 2 members left to fend for themselves, and it just did not work out, especially down in the middle doors.
Last remaining player is the AWP of Spawn Too Easy, and the gun rounds are where it matters because Random5, they're just, taking Too Easy apart piece by piece, right? Immediately a pause off the back of it. I think it's a technical one, given the fact that it's not a timeout that's being called. But Random5, they're in a pretty good position at the moment, and so far both buy rounds, they've just very simply exploited long, right? Just winning out the duels, you good couple of flashes. Normally you would see in the current meta at least a smoke in the long corner to make it safer for teams to get out, but Random5, they didn't need that moment. The entries doing all the work, and that's allowing the rest of the players, right? Formless in tunnels, Dizzy late lurk out towards middle to find the space that they need as well. Too Easy Gaming, they need a couple more solutions, and more importantly, they need to find a sustainable way to piece rounds together, because at the moment, if you're going to only win half buys, that's not going to be a recipe for success. But at least, with Dreamy's early casualty, that's going to be a man advantage. And that's going to allow Too Easy Gaming to feel a little bit safer. But SK Wow spots on the place in tunnels as well. Full blind, but Formless finds one, needs a second as well, and he's cracked open this B side for his teammates. But 2 players in tunnels still. You can see, I think it's YYUIOP flanking. Unable to push though. One more player there. Second one coming in from middle. Paradox a little bit stuck in a bit of a pickle and get deleted. Formless as well, picking up the AWP. That will be a much cleaner anti-go from Random5. Not the cleanest still, but at least they get across the line, and that was a good shot to open up the round though.
It's currently 1-6. The way that Random5 has been playing is literally just brute force through the walls, like literally a wrecking ball through every single walls that Too Easy Gaming is trying to build. Miley Cyrus will be really proud of Random5 at this point of time, but Too Easy Gaming, whenever they're trying to go for the mid control, SK Wow is always there and constantly getting the mid control. But once the other side gets overrun, it's gonna be tough. But in the meantime, take a look at this. Random5, they're trying out something over here. With all 5 men stacked up onto upper tunnels and flowing right out onto the side of B. What can Too Easy Gaming possibly do at this point of time?
I love this.
My god, SK Wow being completely flushed out. That is thing that could have done. And Random5, they knew exactly what they are looking out for. They knew exactly how to flush Too Easy Gaming out of their current position and put them in a very uncomfortable state. And now Too Easy Gaming, they know that they can't fight this out. The retakes is gonna be tough. With all 5 of Random5 players alive, there's just nothing that they can do.
Yeah, and it's not just the fact that they had the flashes to go along with the XQ, right? That's half the battle won, right? But this, think about it, it's the third buy round that Too Easy Gaming have had. The first, both times they got absolutely destroyed out at long, right? And so because of that, Too Easy Gaming, they decide to send 4 players towards long this time, hoping that they can put an end to this long aggression. Guess what? Random5, they're 2 steps ahead. They go straight to B, knowing that they've conditioned their opponent to actually put more of their defenses out on long in both extremities of the map. And Random5 making Too Easy work and second guess themselves. So at the moment, whoever's calling on the side of Random5 has done pretty well, and I'm pretty sure it's a collective effort given that they are a mixed team. At least Too Easy to get another crack at it, but no AWP this time.
It doesn't like Dream manages to get the connect with the Magnum shot, but all in all, the push right on onto A long is imminent. Random5 has been working with this strategy for quite a bit. That pair that is launched right down into A long has been pretty successful so far, so they're not gonna give up on that. Pop some smokes down from Lenny. They have already got a bit of a control into A long. DZ, regardless, still tries to peek into B, only for him to get completely shut down by Axel Blaze. Random5.
Flashes.
They've got A.
Yeah, but a couple of flashes and the bomb's been delayed, so unable to get across. Smoke's faded now, and Formless is just about to down, but let's have to rush this retake early on. Formless with the trade, another into its CT now. It's Exoblaze in 1 or 2. They don't know where he is though, and he's gonna win out the clutch. 1 versus 2, completely catching the T's, unaware of his forward positioning, not expecting the last remaining CT to be so far up. And 2EZ Gaming, they get gifted around by Random5. Oof.
That's rough. All in all, that was a really well executed round from 2EZ Gaming, but that is, I honestly think that that is sort of a fluke. Like, they played well, yes, but this is the inconsistency that 2EZ Gaming is able to pull off. Every now and then, they will be able to pull out cards like that, but on the other rounds, Random5 will just be stomping all around with that elephant shoes that they're wearing.
Yeah, and in Random5, thing is they're not going to be as coordinated across the board, right? So it's just one pop flash and go sort of team, right? So now that the shots accelerate off the back, there's one who needs to be hunted down, but one guy will be caught with grenades in his hands, and now the cavalry has arrived in Sienna point as well. But SK, wow, a little bit of an unwarranted push out towards middle. There's no need for that. But those 1-2 will get his third in the round, but mid to B is very much possible. Bomb though has been dropped at short, dreamy. Key mistake there. Although they've managed to lug their way outside of B, and Dizzy equalizes the state of affairs. 2 versus 2 now, and it's up to the individuals to start shining. This is where communication becomes such a key factor. Dizzy, might he expect to play lower dark? I don't think he does. If he loses the duel, it's all over. Yeah, it's been spotted, and Lenny knows to play in lower tunnels. Creeping up, Lenny, I don't think he'll be expected, but at the same time, spots him out, and that's a big kill. Last minute play is opping in CT. But at the same time, Random5, they know that B's cleared, so Dizzy's taking the safest route, and that shot being fired off, yeah, a lot of information gain for Lenny.
This is not gonna be good.
Caught!
But Spawn 2EZ still manages to take one down from the doors of B, but alternatively, Lenny was set up in a really nice position right by the window and executing that kill right on top of Spawn 2EZ. And expensive round for Random5, but undoubtedly it is still a win. Win is a win. 2-8, 11 rounds in, and I think that this is starting to be a really good one for Random5. They wouldn't be too afraid of going into the second half, especially since they have such a massive lead. And speaking of massive lead, the other thing that's massive is the amount of whiteness happening on the screens on the side of 2EZ Gaming. In some sense, not a lot of them were flashed out because 2EZ Gaming decided to play a little bit more passively as they just hurdle around right onto A side instead of pushing right around the corner by A long. Random5 tries to go for a little bit of a punishing strat onto whoever tries to push down the A long, but alas, no one was there. Random5 will be forced to be inclined to know that, you know, maybe there will be more of 2EZ Gaming kind of lurking around, or perhaps playing a more aggressive position by A short, or perhaps from B.
But again, the deagles are starting to sing for 2EZ Gaming. You do find the opener by Lenny with the trade. Mid to B smoke being deployed, but it's all a bit of a ruse just to try and draw rotates over Lenny, dying in his own Molotov. No harm done, no damage. Too bad, because it should still be the round for Random5. But the shot flank is pretty fast, so Fonda needs to get going. And yeah, he's aware of the possibility, and thank God he comes back. And now this is the cleanup crew for Random5. Exoblaze does have an AK. Might be better off saving. I don't think he knows but he's going for it. So yeah, maybe a bit of lack of discipline coming out from the side of 2EZ Gaming as well. I mean, this is probably the biggest telltale sign that both teams are, you know, mixed teams, right? I mean, if it's a Huatzai, or even maybe, you know, if it's Wicked Gaming, I don't think they'd be going for that. They'd be going for the save, right, which we saw earlier on. But this time, both teams, they wanna lay everything on the ground.
Well, when it comes to a mixed team, it is always at the end of the extremities. It is hardly ever a point of time whereby both teams becomes very close in terms of their score lines. But most of the time, it is always Lenny takes one, he takes two, possibly his third one, but nope. SKY, being the SKY that he is, always connecting the most crucial shots that he needs, and that is the second most crucial shot that he needs by anchoring down onto A side. Things are going pretty darn well, but unfortunately, it does seem like Molotov as well. Smokes has now been popped right in front of them, unfortunately making and of course compromising the entirety of A side for Random5 to take. With the C4 being planted down, the timer is now ticking in favor for Random5, while Too Easy Gaming, they gotta have a lot of sweat on their palms as they hold on to their rifles and AWP.
Yeah, smoke for the long corner will kind of render Dreamy used up as well.
Oh!
Ooh, why are you IOP not expecting it? They know with where the ball's planted, Dreamy has to be at long. But the key question is, can they win the duel? Balls being tapped and SK will be able to find it, but no kit. Wait, no, it's gonna be stuck. It was a 3-on-2, so yeah, didn't manage to spot the fact that they had a kit on Paradox. But yeah, you were talking about it, right? This kind of no extremities. It is the fact that it can be so extreme at times, right? And you know, Lenny just completely changing up the pace. Again, if it's a proper team, I don't think you'd be seeing necessarily that pace coming out. But this is just them having the confidence. Right? Random5, they're 9-3 up, 6 rounds advantage over their opponents, and they're trying to make them sweat. But this time it didn't pay off. Too Easy Gaming managed to stick the landing. But looks like it's just gonna be a bit of a slower round coming up from Random5, or maybe another B burst. I think it's gonna be leading towards B at the moment. Yeah, it's likely, but there's resistance up at short. And Too Easy Gaming, they're making no secret of the fact that they're here, right? I think they went for a boost up towards the tunnels, but fortunately didn't work out. Random5 prepping the smokes. B1.
Gonna be a tough shell to crack. They're going for the execution, ensuring that they'll be able to go for a mid to B push. But unfortunately, that is only half of the battle's won, because it does seem like the Oppas, SKY is just hiding right by windows, preparing to just land any kind of shots and just connect onto the bodies on the side of Random5. Tons and tons of Molotov, 3 Molotovs in mid. In fact, Axel Blade jumps right out, swings in a pretty good timing, although completely wiped out. Did manage to still get 1 kill for himself, trying to go for the equalizing factor, but it did not quite work out. Spawn Too Easy with the AWP marking right from the slope. Oh, through the wall! With only a few milliseconds to work with, as Omgar comes right out, walks through the window, and manages to get 2 easy kills to the name. Too Easy Gaming, that was convincing. That was actually a very convincing round for them.
Quite convincing, but well, this got a bit hairy, right? The players on that B side kind of isolated by the amount of Molotovs that were being thrown, and yeah, not really too sure why, but okay, at least this is the first time at least they've been able to cheat 2 rounds in a row, and at least it's been more than 1 survivors, right? That round had 2 alive, the previous they had 3, so. But still, you can take a look at the money, it's still not that great. Random5 though, they've been absolutely broken, just down to Deagles, but they're rushing long, and Too Easy Gaming need to stand that distance because yeah, the Deagles, it can hurt a lot. Omkaro though wants to fight as he will. Good for 2, Dreamy with the trade, but now the refrag comes in. Then with yet another headshot, this one could change the round. Dreamy, one for the ace here, 1 HP, 1 versus 2. He's trying to hunt him down, and he will. Oh, well. Keeping it close, but it's already end of the half.
1 HP in a dream did not quite work out for them. Too Easy Gaming is slowly ramping back up into this game. They did have a horrible start, but it is not about how you start. It is not how the journey is. It is how it ends. You know, you can kind of play around with the words every now and then, but you get the whole point. As long as you win this game, at least for Too Easy Gaming, they'll be able to get themselves into a really great start against Random5, and possibly and hopefully be able to seal down game number 2 and end it off with a 2-0. But we're pretty sure that Random5 will not let that happen, considering that their marksmanship is, well, pretty darn good. But SKY though, he is definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with. Random5 can't just walk around and thinking that Too Easy Gaming is easy to bully.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a tilt round coming up from Random5 to end off the half. You can see Lenny just caught out alone. None of his teammates available for the trade, and then after that, Formula's just walking out onto B as well, trying to find an isolated duel, but in the end looked a bit silly. But Random5, they will still be going to the half with the lead. But of course, I think they'd want to get one more round just to feel a bit more comfortable. You can never feel too safe, especially on Dust 2, right? There can be a complete separate world where 2 Gaming on the second half, they just come out guns blazing. On Carol though, it just okay, gets the hits on duel that he wanted, but only good for one. Then they're pushing ahead of the Incendiary. They might catch the Ram player unawares, and yeah, Dizzy with the fight that he wanted, but yeah, he whiffs. And Dreamy now left in a impossible one.
Impossible indeed. He did manage to get one right by the slope, but unfortunately right by the elevator is something that is completely blindsided. But 6-9 is indeed a pretty good run for both sides actually. I gotta give it to them. Anything could happen for the second half, but Random5, they are done with their, well, with the side of the aggression. Perhaps that this is the point of time where things are gonna get a little bit more difficult for Easy, as they are now on the terrorist side and Random5 onto the counter-terrorist side. I'm very interested to find out how Random5 decides to play this out. Are they going to be stacking? Is it going to be a 1-1-3, 1-1-2, or whatever it is? But Random5, you know, they can be very inconsistent, and they can also be very unpredictable. And I think that is going to be one of the pros and cons that Random5 has got to their belt.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Are you going to see a very clean Random5, right, where everybody's hitting their shots, but also the communication is on point? Or are you going to see what we just saw in that last round, whereby the communication seems to be a little bit off, right? Just a little bit, but at this stage, could make a world of difference, especially with 2 Easy Gaming starting to find their feet. Couple of utility purchase in this pistol round seems to suggest that they have a set plan in place. We will get back underway. So Random5 with a lead, but a pretty slender one at that. Right, not exactly an 8-7, but 3 rounds. If 2 Easy Gaming win the pistol, then they're basically even already, right, with the follow-up round. So let's see if the T's are able to try and get the comeback going, or will Random5 once again start off with a pretty healthy advantage? But it's gonna be slow.
But 2 Easy Gaming starting things off right down, walking down catwalk, or rather running down catwalk, and now got themselves really nice and cozy inside of A shot, preparing to go for a split with 3 members down onto A long and 2 members down onto A short. They should be able to put down quite a major amount. I was about to say that they will be able to get a major amount of pressure, but it does seem like it is going to be the other way around, as the rest of the members coming from Random5, they're just constantly getting the headshots, all of them just connecting one after another, but Spawn too easy. Just walking down A long, manages to get really good shots for himself. But the final member, Lenny, just hanging around in A short, waiting for the crosshairs to just line up with the opponent's head, just managed to pay off. And the patience is definitely one thing that Random5 is looking out for. 6-10, the double-digit number has got to be really frightening for 2 Easy Gaming to play out of from now.
Yeah, and Random5, that, well, there was also a couple of good shots being hit, right? I think that saved them a lot, right? Because if you're getting pincered from both long and short, normally it should be impossible for the CTs to win out a round like this. But Dreamy gets caught going a little bit aggressive into his lower tunnels. A little bit odd considering that you should know that you're just up against pistols. But, well, you win some, you lose some. But that's put his teammates in a bit of a tough spot, right? A man disadvantage means that someone has to make a bit of an information play somewhere. They've left Lenny with the M4 by himself on B. He has to play retake. So what's going to happen most likely is, you know, if 2 Easy Gaming decides to rush out, he's probably good for 1 or 2, but he can't overstay his welcome. It's more important that he stays alive as opposed to he gets 2 and then dies. Let's make on this round. Good for 1. Has time for the second. Ooh, sticks the landing. Oh, with the spray. Gets the form. Go for the ace and he will get it. Lenny corrects me and shuts the attack of 2 Easy Gaming down. I thought he would have fallen back, but no.
He's
all warmed up. Yeah.
Man, now that guy has got bollocks of steel. I was agreeing. I was just agreeing to myself. I'm sorry, agreeing with you, like internally nodding away. Yeah, Lenny should take 1 and then fall back. He took 1 and I was expecting him to fall back, but no, he just stuck to the ground like as though he's got some blue tack that just kind of got stuck onto his feet. But in the end, it managed to pay dividends, and he just managed to mow down the entirety of 2Easy Gaming. That is gonna give some tilt over to the side of 2Easy Gaming for sure. And now we are entering into the we're entering into the third round of the second half, with Dreamy taking a shot down on this SK WoW, which is definitely one of the frontliners of 2Easy Gaming. This is not gonna end up great.
Yeah, fast can execute, but it's 4 players into it. Hey, look at that. It should be difficult for them to pry apart. Dreamy though will fall, but ooh, side plays. B player has fallen. So this is going to force 2Easy Gaming back out in towards the tunnels and then back towards B. Dizzy though has cleared out, gets a lot of information for his troubles, and Random5 the fast on the rotate but not fast enough. The bomb's gonna go down on B pretty shortly. 2Easy Gaming. Lenny and ooh, YYUIOP, that was a shot he needed to connect. They've got no smokes though, no utility left. So this afterplan is going to be a little bit difficult for 2Easy Gaming. Random5 still in with a good shout.
Not too sure whether they'll be able to stick this this retake though. But we've got a single flash out from YYUIOP, holding out from the outside. Formless coming right in from upper tunnels. He managed to blindside the rest of everyone else. Well, everyone has been putting a lot of attention over to the side of doors. So this is a really well coordinated push from the side of Random5, or maybe another way. 2Easy Gaming, they weren't really looking at the targets right. They haven't really gotten... I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it kind of seems as though they are putting quite a lot of investment onto knocking one person down rather than covering each other's 6.
Yeah. And I guess the way the whole thing fell apart is, we talk about this, right? They had no molotovs, no smokes for the door, so... And it was quite awkward positioning, it has to be said, for the side of 2Easy Gaming. But I do get the rifles back out. No AWP. And I guess they were a little bit surprised at the fact that Dreamy had an AWP in the third round of the second half. You can see now, wielding the big green and can still continue fighting because there's no flash to put him off at all. Where's the utility? 2Easy.
Well, utility is definitely has got to be one thing, but holding down on the position even when knowing that there is an offer in play is definitely not the way to go. Like, if I understand in some sense if you want to re-peek against your opper, in some sense because the opper have got to re-peek. You have got the advantage by holding down to your ground. You have in some sense it's better for you. But sometimes people just neglect the peeker's advantage, which is exactly what the opper has got in play over there just now by DZ. So in this case, 2Easy Gaming have to kind of grind back into the fundamentals and just kind of work with a little bit more teamwork, because it is starting to get a lot more apparent that there's not a lot. They probably don't have a lot of history together.
Oh, I think they might spot out Lenny's head. Yeah, it's been spotted, but he's gonna win the duels either way. Ooh, clean as you like from Lenny. Well, he's certainly in the server today.
He's in the zone.
Yeah. Feeling it right now. They're leaving him alone on B, but he doesn't. It looks as though he really doesn't need any help, right? And this is kind of the job that I think players don't really like. That's the one to be anchor. But Lenny, he takes up a lot of these spots, right? You can see it even when they played Testament, which is a local tournament, right? He was the guy always playing, or most of the time playing on the B side, even on train, right? B side, notoriously difficult to hold. He is the man to do all the tough jobs for the team, and that's making Random5 work. 7 rounds advantage over 2Easy Gaming as the T's do only have pistols to work with. YYUIOP wants the ace of his own, but it's only good for 2 with the spray transfer. And Spot now walking out towards long will delete Formless, and 3 Dizzy though holding it down. Dreamy in support, and now it's just SK AK, but Dreamy will make it a task for himself to collect back the T weaponry.
6-14, man. It is 6-14, and that is a lot of lead for 2Easy to catch up. Even if they have the best round that they can ever have for the next few rounds, I don't think that the momentum will shift in play for them, because Random5, the way that they're playing this game out in Inferno has got to be just pristine. Like, they're just getting the shots down. Everything is just starting to connect. They have very reliable players. And 2Easy Gaming, they're just missing out some of their fundamentals. Most of the time that if they're able to get really good plays going down is mostly, I dare say it's a fluke. But this is, well, in some sense, a little bit of a difference in terms of their power as a team and their individual play.
The best part about this Dreamy in the lower tunnels, I think, yeah, he's been spotted, so it's get pretty fun. But no, he peeks at the right time. Dreamy, wow. The fact that he still wins that duel despite being disadvantaged. You can see the player in tunnels saw him, clearly spotted, but he chooses the right time to peek, and yeah, I think that's gonna cause a bit of a rage on the other side. But I was saying, right, Dizzy, he's only the star of the team for Random5, right? Not exactly, being quote unquote set up for success, but normally he's the one with the strongest stats for the team. And ooh, you pull off angle. For one, the trade will come in. Nope, formless whiffs a little bit, but yeah, this should still be Random5 coasting home. Especially if Dizzy outputs car, they've got one on top, but shouldn't be able to clear it out yet. Yeah, the op besting his opposite number. That's what I was saying, right? If Dizzy doesn't even need to step up for Random5 to win, that's a scary combination, because now you've got all your other pieces starting to step up. Normally, if you look at stats, yeah, it's Dizzy on top now. One too easy though, making it a little bit dangerous still. 15 seconds left on the clock. He shouldn't be able to cross over to side. Does he want to give a crack at this? Seems like he will. 1 HP and a dream.
1 HP and a dream. Come on, give us. No, it's not gonna happen, unfortunately. That is going to be match point in favor for Random5, 6-15, and this has got to be the harshest slap of reality over to the side of 2EZ Gaming. And unfortunately for them, they gotta have to yield this game over to the side of Random5 and hope to have a better start over on to the next game, which I believe is going to be Mirage. So, whose map pick is Mirage? Who picked up Mirage actually?
It's Random5, so the fact that they're about to win quite convincingly on their opponent's map pick is a little bit not the best feeling, right, if you're gaming. But yeah, Axel plays will catch Dreamy with a little bit of a suspect play once again. But I think they're just feeling it right now. They've got, what, a 9-round advantage. It's pretty unlosable, but it seems as though they have willingly given up the round, at least. Unless Dizzy has something to say. It's going back in. But gonna come first out for mid to B, and this should be the first time we see Lenny unable to hold on, right? They attack him from 2 different angles, but the flank from Formless though, right from behind, one! There's haven't crossed, and he's still gonna get yet another! Formless with a second, oh, does he fall? Formless can get a third here, oh! This is not the ideal scenario at all for 2EZ Gaming.
Not ideal. 2 versus 2. Clock ticking. Axel Blaze finds himself a shot down on Lenny. Now, Lenny is definitely the one man that you gotta have to kill. Axel is doing things his own way. With 22 HP left and a dream, he's got himself in a nice spot. Gets the plant down in favor for tunnels. But surprisingly, it does seem like they prefer to play with themselves on side and going on a little bit of a crossfire position. Formless. Oh my god! What? No! 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 He did not just do that! He did not!
What?
That is gonna be that's gonna be a play in history again. Okay then. What are you gonna say about that, Gobbles?
That was wow. I can't.
I'm speechless. I'm actually speechless.
That's not allowed. Was that the ace as well from Formless? It was.
It's a replay of the century.
That's absolutely ridiculous. Don't even know what to say about it other than just wow. And